you do concrete work, you do welding job, you do landscaping, if you're not taking that like, dude, this is the fucking one. If you're not doing that, that means you don't feel that proud of it. So you should start asking yourself, what value am I putting out? What value am I giving?
People are gonna be so worried about like, oh no, I don't know what to say. Oh, I didn't say perfect. Doesn't matter, because honestly, people don't even see it anyways. You're worried about what you said at second 30, but 90% of the people stop watching after second 5. Just like life, business is always full of decisions. Especially one very important decision is who you take your business advice from. You're starting off a business, everybody wants to give you their input, whether they have a business or not. Everybody wants to tell you how to run your business, but that might not always be the best case scenario.
And I think when you're starting off, it almost feels like there's shit flying everywhere. So you're like in desperate mode, and you just want the right thing just to make it click, go to the next level. I mean, business owners, if you know, you've been through it, we're going through it, we all go through it. And if you're not going through it, it's coming, where you have to make these big decisions, and everybody, you don't want to make the wrong decision, because you can go bankrupt, it can mess you up. But the thing is, like, who do you take advice from? Especially now, around this time, holidays, you're around a lot of family, and everyone, you're going to get that tia, that Theo, that uncle, that brother, whoever it is, and be like, dude, why you still doing that thing, man? You should probably be doing it this way. You should probably be doing this way. The problem is that depending who the person is, they don't have a business. They don't know how to manage people. They don't know how to manage money. They don't know how to do marketing. They don't know how to do any of these things. So then you think yourself to it. You're not going to hire a fitness trainer that's not in shape, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to hire a financial advisor that's broke, right? So why are we taking our business advice from a person that knows nothing about business?
If you don't want their lifestyle, you probably shouldn't be taking their advice. It's always good to like just hear other perspectives on shit, but then if ultimately you don't want their lifestyle, you should have you can take it, but don't follow their advice.
One of the biggest ones that I get when we're just talking to people, they're like, "You work too much. You work so much." And like, that's for a driven business owner that's obsessed going where they want. That's the dumbest thing you can tell them, because in their mind they probably feel like they don't do enough. And then usually the people that are telling you that are people that are doing less than you. Go talk to a bigger, higher achiever business owner. Be like, they're not going to tell you not to work that much. They're going to start telling you like, oh, maybe you should implement this system, or maybe you should hire somebody else to do this and delegate some of that. That's the difference of advice that they're going to give you. It's all perspective on it, and we all go through it, and it's all part of the game.
It's the perspectives and what a win looks like for each person. Because you could be talking to another business owner, but a win for them is to just do enough to get by. But then a win for someone else is, I want to change the world. So those are two completely different perspectives, even though they're both business owners. So it's like, depending on what you want to do is going to affect who you should be listening to.
Hey guys, let's take a quick break from the podcast. We want to help business owners just like you stay competitive in today's marketplace. So for a limited time, we're giving you 10% off your next video project, whether it's a brand video, social media content, or ads. Just mention this podcast to get started. Let's get back to the show. No, for sure. So give me some strategies, Erick. You're a business owner, you're going through the grind, doing this, you want to get your business to the next level, you don't know where to get started. What do? You're on a budget. What's your go-to?
You do everything.
Everything and some more.
Everything and then some. I mean, when you're starting out, I mean, obviously your first priority should be, focusing on the business and growing the business, and try to implement systems as fast as you can. Because the sooner you can implement systems, the sooner you can hire more people, and the sooner you can start delegating stuff and just creating a well-oiled machine.
But like specifically like on the marketing side, like to get more eyeballs on what you do, like what's some things when you got a budget, what are some things that you think people should start doing?
The easiest thing they could do is just carry around, we already carry around our phone, right? Like this is a $1,200, whatever it is, phone that has a pretty good camera on it.
Dude, you'll leave your house, you'll forget your wallet at home before you forget your phone. At home,
yeah,
before you forget your phone.
Yeah. So like if you already have it in your pocket, like there's no use in going to try to buy like a camera, because then you have to learn how to use the camera. You have to buy all these little accessories for it. No, you just have this, and I mean the cameras on those things are pretty damn good. So like whether you're like it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. Just start taking photos and videos of what you're doing, especially for like service-based businesses. if you're a landscaper, if you're a concrete company, just go out there before you even start the job, take some before photos, just to be able to show people your progress from like before and after. It's like you can start with before and after pictures of everything. Just start there. Before you start a job, pictures. After you start a job, pictures. And then you could just start that way. Or videos. Ideally, videos would be better because it gives people a better perspective on what's really going on, like how big the job site actually is, and all the imperfections that were there before, and then all the perfections that are there after, I guess you could say.
It sounds so easy, though. Why do you think most people don't do it? Because if we're completely honest, most of them don't do it.
It's easy, but it's very hard to always remember how to do it. Like even for us, when we go out on a shoot, I want to take like behind the scenes content of myself doing stuff, but then I'm so caught up on what I'm doing, I just forget to do the thing that I was supposed to do, like with my phone. So like just having that reminder, like build it into your system of like when I go to a job site, I have to take these pictures. Just like I have to talk with the client, just like I have to take notes on what they want, just like I have to do everything else, implement it into your system. Like I have to do these pictures, and then you just start pretty much forcing yourself to do it, and then eventually it'll get a little easier. So you can just kind of just implement it a little bit more, and you don't even have to think about it. You just automatically start doing it.
Yeah, you just, like you said, you just built it in. I don't know if it gets easier. You just kind of built it in, and you get better at it. So that's why it feels easier. It's always like, say you're doing videos. Now we're going on the type of content. What's going to be the best? You know, it's always going to be better if it's the person on camera. You know, talking about it. That's content we've been doing for some of our clients right now. That's been almost game changer for them because now they're on camera. Now it's them talking about, when I go through an estimate, this is what we look for, this is what we do, this is kind of our process. You post that stuff out. A little bit just more raw, not so heavily edited, just kind of get to the point. People want to buy from people. So it's like, don't overthink it. People, they overthink always, like, oh, it has to be perfect video, or like, oh no, I need this perfect caption and like all this. And like, you get lost in the weeds and you get the paralysis by analysis. Overanalyze everything and you never end up doing it. Yeah. But then another thing kind of with the camera, cool. So you say you can just get the video and start going. But I think one thing that's highly, like very underestimated is what I'm going to say on the camera. Because you can just sit there and blab and talk for 5 minutes and you said nothing. So it's, what are you going to say? So where's your planning? I mean, because you're the person watching behind the camera what they're doing. What's the process you think someone, like an easy process, not, we don't want to get it in the weeds for the people. Something
the easiest thing to do is just pull out and just record and just say nothing on the video. But honestly, that's not giving your potential customers that much value. So what I always like to do, even for like the shoots that we go on, is I always have like a checklist of what I want to say and like little bullet points. Like, okay, I kind of want to talk about X, Y, and Z. And then in the video, once you start recording, you got to make sure you talk about X, Y, and Z, and kind of just go through it. Just having some sort of notes or bullet points for yourself to talk about before you like shoot a video, it's gonna be a game changer. Because if you try to like wing it off the bat, you're gonna ramble on for 3 minutes, and then you're gonna be left with a 3-minute long video that nobody's gonna even see anyways. But if you have those specific bullet points, it's gonna help you just get straight to the point and directly to your customer. Like there's gonna be no fluff in it. It's gonna be just shorter, straight to the point.
Yeah, and I think that perfect, like you said, that gets that fluff out of there and it's right to it. The perfect, I guess you could say, to try to get your message across is like 30 to 45 seconds is pretty good. Where it's a little longer, where you give some value, but it's short enough where you're not rambling on for 3 minutes. Because if you look at the statistics, that's another big thing. You look at the stats of it. A lot of the seconds, you guys can do that. Go into your analytics. You can see it. You'll be able to see the analytics for each video, and you'll be like, oh,
most of the videos
first
out
5
there,
seconds, first 10 seconds, if you're lucky, that's when you're good, and then after that it drops off. So like, cool. What you said at minute, second 45 doesn't fucking matter because nobody watched that. So it's almost focusing, like getting your message across, getting that concise little hook on there, getting going.
Yeah, most of the videos aren't going to go past like the 5-second mark, which we all want to like believe that all of our followers, all of our family members, friends, or whatever, they're going to watch the full video.
That's who's least watching, Eric.
That's who's least watching, honestly. But I mean, and then that goes back to it. Like one of the biggest things with like when you start creating content is just be consistent with it. Like your people are gonna be so worried about like, oh no, I don't know what to say. Oh, I didn't say perfect. Doesn't matter because honestly, people don't even see it anyways. You're worried about what you said at second 30, but 90% of the people stop watching after second 5. So it doesn't really matter. So all you got to really focus on is just putting more content out there and being consistent with it. That's what people want to do. If I'm like going to hire a concrete company, for example, I want to be able to see that they do this work for multiple different people, not just like one job that they did 3 months ago, and that's all they have on their social medias, or that's all they have out running their ads or whatever.
On their websites.
On their websites. Everywhere. You want to be able to see that person is doing it consistently, and they're proud to show it off, honestly, because that's another reason that people should create content, because you're proud of what you're putting out there. If you're not proud about what you're putting out there, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. Yeah,
perfect example, I guess, kind of a, I don't know if it's going to be a good metaphor for it, but it's like first day of school for the kids. What, you're proud of your kids, right? That picture, that nice picture with them on their backpack and stuff. Why? Because you're proud of it. So
first day of first grade.
So if you do concrete work, you do welding job, you do landscaping, like if you're not taking that like, dude, this is the fucking one. Like this is nice. Snap. If you're not doing that, that means you don't feel that proud of it. So you should start asking yourself, what value am I putting out? What value am I giving to the clients?
Yeah. And another quick thing is like a lot of people think that going on Facebook Live or Instagram Live is going to be better because that way they don't have to worry about the editing or any of that, and it just gets put out right away. But I would strongly advise against that, because if we look at other people's lives, it's pretty shitty quality.
Especially when you're starting out, dude. You're just going to sit there and ramble. You don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you don't want that association of brand. Like, dude, this guy just rambles. Like,
it's just going to be terrible content overall. You're going to be rambling too long. The video's going to go on for too long. And then you're not going to be able to actually properly show off what you're doing, because it's just going to be so pixelated and so blurry you can't even see. So I would advise strongly against doing any live streaming. And I would always just record it with your phone and then upload it afterwards.
Yeah, and this is advice for service-based businesses. Like, keep in mind, if you got a coaching thing that you do or something, yeah, maybe it's good to go on a live every now and then, go through it. But for like service-based businesses, like, don't go on a live while you're doing some landscaping stuff. Like, no, do it, record it, time-lapse it later, and then put it out. But yeah, guys, if you guys have some questions, don't know where to get started, or just need some help, send us a message, leave us a comment down below. We'll get out to you, and we'll plant some seeds and get you some leads, right?